Is there a legal way to kill someone? In general, no, but technically it does depend on where you're from, and where the murder happened. Different places have different laws on this. Here are some examples. There are some interesting laws about this in certain places that are still enforced. There is a place in Yellowstone National Park in the USA called the Zone of Death. It is called this because there are technically no laws there at all. This is due to the fact that it falls in an awkward no man's land between two US states. So yeah, you could technically kill someone there legally. In the Philippines, it is legal to kill your spouse if they cheat on you, as well as the person they are cheating on you with. Although some sources I could find did say it was only for a husband killing a cheating wife, so I don't know if it works for other combinations.
How dare you!
In York, in England, it is legal to kill a Scotsman if they're carrying a bow, except on Sundays, which I think is just peak England. This year's newest celebrity, Luigi Mangione, presents another interesting case. He murdered the CEO of a healthcare insurance company in the USA out of anger at the company denying healthcare to so many people. He has been arrested and will go to trial, but he has received a staggering amount of public support with people sympathising with his motives. But, with murder being very much illegal in the US, it does seem unlikely that this particular killer will evade punishment. Another one that's been in the news lately is assisted dying, or whatever you want to call it. This is when a doctor injects a poison into somebody who is terminally ill and wants to cut their own suffering short, like putting down a pet at the vet's. The UK and the Isle of Man have both recently had debates in their parliaments about whether or not to legalise this practice, and it remains to be seen if they will make this legal there. But for now, it's already legal in Canada, Portugal, and most famously, Switzerland, amongst others. It's generally legal to kill people if you're fighting in a war, and the people you're killing are the people that you're fighting against. However, as daft as it sounds, there are genuinely rules to war, and if your involvement in the war breaks the war rules, then you can see legal action afterwards, so you don't always get away with killing people, even in war. Governments make the laws of the country, so sometimes they could therefore kill people and be totally fine. A bit like what the Chinese government's doing with their local population of Uyghur Muslims. This is called a genocide and is generally frowned upon, but people do tend to get away with it. And no, I'm not going into the Gaza situation right now, I am in no mood. This video is only about governments killing their own citizens. Another way in which governments kill their own citizens is through something called capital punishment. This means that they get to kill you as a punishment for a crime you committed. This is only legal in some countries though, like the USA, Japan and Taiwan. There is no doubt that this constitutes killing people.
Asriel? Are you dead?
But there are fairly frequent arguments about whether or not it's ethically the right thing to do. Some of you watching this might be thinking, what about abortion? Well, tough. That is another difficult political discussion that I'm going to swerve today in order to avoid unnecessary deaths in the comments. This video is only about killing people who have already been born. In most countries, you can get away with killing someone so long as they are trying to kill you and they started first. This is called a kill or be killed situation, and the laws surrounding this are pretty murky in most countries, but there's a fair chance you'll get away with it. Some regions have what's called a stand your ground law, which is like an extra generous version of this. For example, a few years ago, somebody got away with shooting someone dead in the USA during an intense argument about the weight of dogs, because he felt threatened. So yeah, with all this being said, please don't kill people, it's not nice.
It's really not nice.